Hi, everybody. I'm Skip Elsheimer. Welcome to the AV Geeks Lunchtime Streaming Show, where we watch old 16mm films and think better about them. Hindsight gives us 2020. And that film was from the 70s, 1976, I believe. And when we got it part of this batch of Coronet films, and this was without a soundtrack. This was a master print, and the soundtrack was separate, so that they could put a Spanish soundtrack, a French soundtrack, other things. And so, alas, there's no hip 70s soundtrack there. But that's okay. But what this next film has a soundtrack, thankfully. It is Blow, Wind, Blow. Enjoy.
This is a story my friend Johnny told me about a day he spent out in the country. It was a quiet day. Everything was calm and still. There was hardly a ripple on the pond. Not a thing was stirring in the fields. Johnny was on his way to Uncle Henry's farm. You see, Johnny had a brand new sailboat, and he wanted to sail it on Uncle Henry's big pond. But Johnny began to wonder, was there enough wind to sail his boat? He could see the clouds moving. Yes, way up there the wind was blowing all right. But down here, how still and quiet everything was. No, it didn't look so good. You can't sail a sailboat without a wind. All of a sudden, the flowers began to move. And then Johnny's hat. Could it be? Could it possibly be that the wind was starting to blow? What do you think? How can you tell when the wind is blowing? You can't see the wind, but you can see the trees moving. And you can see where the wind is moving through the grass. And you can see flowers dancing in the wind. Johnny knew another way we can use to see if the wind is blowing. Well, thought Johnny, you can't see the wind, but you can see the things it moves, just as the little poem says. Who has seen the wind? Neither I nor you. But when the leaves hang trembling, the wind is passing through. Do you hear the wind? Doesn't it seem to be getting louder and stronger? Yes, the wind is growing stronger. What fun it is when the wind blows. Then Johnny saw another way to have fun in the wind. Fun with milkweed. wind can make you feel like a bird. There's a poem that tells about that. Take my hand and let us run with the wind out in the sun. We're so happy we could fly if the wind would blow us high. Running with the wind was fun, but Johnny wanted to get along to Uncle Henry's farm. This was going to be a good day for sailing his boat. A good windy day. Now what does Johnny see? He wants to get a closer look. A scarecrow. And the wind helps to make it look alive and scare away the crows. Does the wind help us in other ways? It turns the windmill. Do you know what a windmill does? It pumps water out of a deep well for the animals to drink. The wind helps to dry the washing. It helps to make houses cool in the summer. It helps airplanes to fly. Yes, the wind certainly does help us in many ways, doesn't it? But now Johnny had reached Uncle Henry's farm, and there was Uncle Henry. Johnny couldn't wait to show his new boat and ask if it was all right to sail it on the pond. Then Johnny told about the fun he'd had with the wind, how he had seen the things the wind was blowing, how he had felt the wind and heard it. Yes, said Uncle Henry, there's a good west wind blowing today. A west wind? How can you tell it's a west wind? Wondered Johnny. Then Uncle Henry showed something to Johnny. Can you guess what it was? Up on top of the barn, a wind vane. See? The arrow is pointing to the W. That means the wind is blowing from the west. Oh, but look, the wind is shifting. Now the wind is blowing from the south. Johnny knows a song about that. The winds, they blow from east or west, from north or south, which way 'tis best for men on land and men at sea, for children too, like you and me. So listen to them, listen to. Ooh, ooh. The wind that was blowing was a warm wind, so Johnny didn't need his jacket anymore. Uncle Henry told him to be sure and stay at the shallow end of the pond, where he could keep an eye on him. As Johnny hurried onto the pond, he thought about the wind, how it makes things move. How you can hear it. how it helps us in many ways, how you can feel it, and how it comes from different directions, west, south, north, or east. And that's the story my friend Johnny told me. The story of his wonderful day with the wind.
Actually sang that. That's something. Doesn't happen often, but that's interesting nonetheless. All right, let's see what we got here. It's you know, we talk a lot about our ears, but let's learn how to hear better and have healthy ears. Again, I think this is another cornet film. I think we're going to do a bunch of cornet today. Not by plan, but just the way it is. All right, enjoy.
Did you know that you can hear things even when you're asleep? You may not hear the ticking of the clock, but you can hear. Jack, time to get up. Jack, out of that bed right now. Sounds tell us interesting things, don't they? That's Jack's father whistling. There goes Jack's sister running down to breakfast. Now someone is setting the table. We can certainly find out a lot just by listening to sounds. And that's what we'll do today. Listen to sounds. Sometimes we'll hear what people say, but sometimes, too, we'll just listen to sounds. What do these sounds mean? They mean it's time for Father to go to work. And these sounds mean it's time for Jack and his sister to go to school. It's important to hear the policeman's whistle and to hear cars coming, isn't it?
Oh, wait a minute.
Yes, it's important to hear well, to know what you're hearing. What does Jack hear now? What is he looking at? Yes, it's the playground. We knew that because our ears told us. If we have good ears and listen well, we can find all sorts of stories in the sounds we hear. But if our ears are hurt, oh, do you know how serious that can be?
Let's take him to see Miss Burns.
Miss Burns, the school nurse, took care of Joe's ear, and she can tell that it's going to be all right. She thinks the children should know how our ears work and how to take care of them so they can hear well. Let's listen too and discover what we can learn about our ears.
What do you think your ears look like?
Like ears. Like this.
Yes, but what you can see is only a small part of your ears. Here's a diagram. Here's the outer ear, the middle ear, and the inner ear. The parts inside your head where you can't see them are really the most important parts for hearing. Do you know how you hear sound? Jack, touch your voice box like this. Now sing something.
So, I can feel it.
Let's try it. Let's all try it. Touch your voice box right here, then sing the scale.
Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do.
You can feel your vocal cords vibrating, can't you? These make the air vibrate. And these vibrations travel through the air very fast. Now, what happens when those vibrations reach your ears? Let's pretend we can see the air vibrations coming to this ear. The outer ear collects the vibrations. The eardrum vibrates too, and so the vibrations are sent through the middle ear and to the inner ear. There, the vibrations are passed on to tiny nerve endings. The nerve does not vibrate, but it takes the message to the brain. Now, of course, all this happens very, very fast, so that you can hear a sound almost the very instant it comes to your ears. Now, Joe's ear is going to be all right. His outer ear was bruised a little, but I don't think anything inside was injured. Now, look at this. Here is the eardrum, a delicate skin across the end of the ear channel. Here are 3 tiny bones that carry sound vibrations from the eardrum to the inner ear. Here is a spiral filled with fluid where the tiny nerve endings pick up their message for the brain. All these parts of your ear are delicate, and if any one of them is injured, we won't be able to hear so well. So we'll want to take care of our ears, won't we? Now, how can we best take care of the outer ear? I think Jack here takes care of his very well. I can just see him washing his ears with soap and around and back of them, too, every day. Sometimes Jack finds a little wax from his ear on the washcloth because the ear channel, where Jack cannot reach with a cloth, produces wax to help keep dirt out. Sometimes Jack's ear fills up with wax, and he feels as though he'd like to poke the wax out, but he doesn't. Do you know why? Because sharp, hard objects can puncture a hole in your eardrum. Now, if the wax doesn't work out without help, have your doctor look at your ear. He'll probably tell you never to put anything but your elbow into your ear. Now, there are a few more things to do to take care of your outer ears. When you go swimming, go to a place where you are sure the water is clean and free from germs, which might cause ear infections. You may want to wear little earplugs to help protect your ears against too much pressure. And if you're having trouble with your ears, don't dive. Oh, but let's not forget Joe. We know something else to do to take care of our ears, don't we? Never hit anyone's ear. Keep loud noises away from your ears. Shooting firecrackers or cap guns or hitting your ear can break the eardrum. Now, how shall we take care of the middle ear? If the eardrum is all right, nothing can get to the middle ear this way. Here's another entrance into the ear. This tube is called the Eustachian tube. It leads down into your throat. Did you ever notice what happens when you swallow? Let's all try swallowing. You can feel something happening in your ears, can't you? You see, the eustachian tube lets air in or out to help you hear well. When you have a cold or if you have adenoids, the tube may be shut off. And when you have a cold and blow your nose too hard, you may force germs up into the tube. Here, take a handkerchief. So it's important to know how to blow your nose. Now hold them lightly against your noses. Do not pinch. Now blow very gently. That's right. When you have an earache or if your ear is draining, see your doctor right away. Now we've learned some of the ways to take care of the middle ear. Now, what shall we do for the inner ear? Well, if the outer ear and the middle ear are healthy, they protect the inner ear pretty well, except that loud noises can injure the inner ear or the nerve. Well, we've learned quite a bit about how to take care of our ears so we can hear well, haven't we?
Yes, we have. Do you remember how important ears are? Do you remember how to take care of your ears? About keeping your ears clean? About keeping objects out of your ears? About keeping away from loud noises which might injure your ears? And about trying to keep germs from getting into your ears? Yes, we'll keep our ears well. Then, if we use them well, we can find a great deal to enjoy and learn from the sounds around us. Listen, what do you hear?
Hey, Dad, come on, get the game.
Trailing music is used a lot. Shows up a lot in cornet. So there is also a see better, healthy eyes. But I don't know if there's anything else beyond that, like feel better, healthy skin, or touch better, healthy skin. Yeah, I don't know. But let's see, what do we got? Oh yeah, so behind me we have a film scanner set up, and have a film ready to scan. I should say that if you like what you're seeing today, or you like what we do in general, you can support us by hitting the thumbs up button, the like button. You can also, if you're on YouTube and it's hooked up, you can hit the little dollar bill and do a super thanks, and money will go to us. You can also buy us coffee at ko-fi.com/avgeeks or patreon.com/avgeeks. But just hitting the like button is still pretty great. The reason why we ask for money is that it helps us pay for things. Like I just ordered some more of this white artist tape, and the price has gone up. It's crazy how much it is now. Like rolls are going for I was seeing like $9, and I might be going for a budget brand, and we'll see how it holds up. But we go through the white tape a lot, and just taping down things, films and things like that. Because if you don't tape it down, then eventually the film starts to warp, and tape down film just holds better. All right, more than you want to know. So anyways, I need to change the type of this. This is a BFA educational media film. First film on our library. Yay! Enjoy.
The last time I came to the library, I borrowed some books and took them home to read. Today I'm returning them. My sister Edie would like to borrow books too. The librarian checks my books to see if I have returned them on time. She is here to help us. I'm looking for a book on space travel. I asked the librarian if she knows a good one. Librarians know about many interesting books. They are always ready to help. There are magazines in the library, too. My sister likes this magazine because it has puzzles in it. Edie wants to choose some books for herself. She likes books about a monkey named Curious George. The library has many books about Curious George, and she wants to look at them all.
Edie, it's time for story hour. Wouldn't you like to join us?
Edie and her friends often come to hear the librarian read from one of the books in the library.
How many of you know the story of 3 Billy Goats Gruff? That's very good. Once on a time, there were 3 billy goats who wanted to go up to the hillside to make themselves fat. And the name of all 3 was Gruff. On the way up was a bridge over a river they had to cross. And under the bridge lived a great, ugly troll with eyes as big as saucers and a nose as long as a poker. So first of all came the youngest Billy Goat Gruff to cross the bridge. Trip-trap, trip-trap, trip-trap went the bridge. Who's that tripping over my bridge? Roared the troll.
Oh, it's only I, the tiniest Billy Goat Gruff,
said the billy goat with such a small voice. Now I'm coming to gobble you up, roared the troll.
Oh, no, don't take me. I'm too little, that I am,
said the billy goat.
Wait a bit until the second Billy Goat Gruff comes. He's much bigger.
Well, be off with you, roared the troll. A little while after came the second Billy Goat Gruff. Trip-trap, trip-trap went the bridge. Who's that tripping over my bridge? Roared the troll.
Oh, it's the second Billy Goat Gruff,
said the billy goat, and his voice was not so small. Now I'm coming to gobble you up, said the troll. Oh, no. Don't take me. Wait a little till the big billy goat Gruff comes. He's much bigger. Very well. Be off with you, roared the troll. Just then, up came the big billy goat Gruff. Rip, rap, rip, rap, went the bridge. For the billy goat was so heavy that the bridge creaked and groaned under him. Who's that tramping over my bridge? Roared the troll. It's I! Now I'm coming to gobble you up, roared the troll. Well, come along. I've got 2 spears, and I'll poke your eyeballs out of your ears. That was what the billy goat said. And so he flew at the troll and crushed him to bits, body and bone. Then he went up to the hillside. There, the billy goats got so fat they were scarce able to walk again. And if the fat hasn't fallen off them, why, they're still fat. And so, snip, snap, snout. This tale's told out.
In our library, they sometimes act out the stories they hear.
Who's that tramping over my bridge? The little billy goat. I'm coming to gobble you up. Don't take me. Who's that tramping over my bridge? It is I, the second billy goat, Gruff. I'm coming to gobble you up. Don't gobble me. Gobble the biggest billy goat, Gruff. Well, be up with you. Who's that tramping over my bridge? It is I, the biggest billy goat, Gruff. I'm coming to gobble you up. Well, come along. I have 2 spears to poke your eyeballs out your ears, and I have 2 cutting stones to crush you to bits, body and bone. Come on.
Three Billy Goats Gruff is a good story. Edie liked it, so she may read it someday. There are all kinds of good books in a library. Books about Indians, mystery stories, and picture books, too. A library is filled with books for everyone to share. I've chosen the books I want to take home. Edie has chosen the book she wants. She is very happy because today she can take books home with her for the first time. She took this paper home, and our father signed it. In our library, you must be able to print your name before you can borrow books. Now Edie can borrow books. She is going to take Curious George home with her. My sister and I like to visit the library, and we like to take books home.
What, may I ask, is a dear little cupcake like you doing with nasty old school books? My dear child, we haven't had school or books in ages.
No school? Really?
Why don't you get rid of that school book? You can drop them in here.
It'll get all burned up in there.
Well, of course it will, dear child. And so it should. Books tamper with man's basic, natural ignorance. Now, what could be worse than that?
But I can't burn this book. It's school property.
Nonsense! Apple sugar. You just need to get into the mood.
Books are not where it's at, teaching you how to spell cat. I know you'd rather play, so why don't you throw all your books away? Books are made for burning, the fire is already yearning to put an end to any learning.
1, 3, 5, 9, throw them in the fire's fine.
Put the books in the fire, see the flames growing higher. Burning books is our heart's desire.
2, 4, 6, 8, time to incinerate.
Books will not make you wise, and reading's bad for your eyes. I am sure you agree, so why don't you give all your books to me? Books are made for burning, fire is already yearning to put an end to any learning.
This one here is very good about a man named Robin Hood.
Put the books in the fire, see the flames growing higher. Burning books is our heart's desire.
Though I never liked Tom Sawyer, I won't be a book destroyer.
Books can only confuse, teaching you things you can't use. You should listen to me. Burning your books will set your mind free.
Books are made for burning, fire is already yearning to put an end to any learning. Put the books in the fire, see the flames growing higher. Burning books is our heart's desire. Books are made for burning, fire is already yearning to put an end to any learning. No, stop!
Of course, I had to show that. Such a big fan. Oh, hold on. Let me stop this. rewinding. Yes, of course I had to show that film. We had no choice. Wow, what do I got set up here? Let's go for a full Coronet day. So BFA is the company that made the library film, and BFA was acquired by Coronet. So, well, no, wait. Coronet and BFA were both acquired by Phoenix Films, which is now part of the Phoenix Learning Group. So everything belongs to the same people today, except for That Book Is for Burning, which is from that wonderful film Magnificent Major, which was made by a totally different company. But let's just go ahead and watch, because it's all about listening, about hearing, singing. So let's learn about rhythm and music. Enjoy.
Do you know what rhythm is? Well, our story about rhythm begins one day when we were practicing for a special school program. We wanted the music to be right, but listen. That didn't sound right, did it? I asked Jimmy to play his part alone. Listen. Well, those were the right notes, but did Jimmy have the rhythm right? Bobby thought it should be like this. But Jimmy wasn't sure. So before we tried to decide, we talked about rhythm. Did you know there is rhythm inside our bodies? Have you ever listened to your heartbeat? This is a stethoscope. It's what the doctor uses to listen to your heart. Through the stethoscope, you can hear something like this. That's sort of a double beat. But if you feel your pulse, you can discover regular, even beats. Yes, we had found that the song, Are You Sleeping, had the same rhythm that Jimmy discovered in his pulse, a steady, even beat. Bobby thought of another even beat, the clock. Jimmy could feel that rhythm, the steady, even beat. Rhythm begins with steady, even beats. But do we have rhythm when all the beats aren't even? Well, Bobby struck even, fast beats on the drum. Then he accented the first of every 4 beats. Mary thought that sounded like an Indian dance. Then Bobby changed the accent. That made a different rhythm. And Bobby changed the accent again. We could all feel that rhythm. It's a waltz rhythm. Can you feel the rhythm too? Can you keep time? Yes, we have interesting rhythms when different beats are accented. Did you hear the knock on the door? Listen. It was Anne. She had to be late for that rehearsal. We told her what we were doing, learning about different kinds of rhythm. We had had rhythms with even beats and rhythms with accents. Different accents made different rhythms. And now we had found another way to make rhythms interesting. Did you notice it when Anne knocked on the door? We asked her to knock again. Did you notice how many taps there were? There were 4 taps. Now listen to these 4 taps. We all tried it. Then we tried making 2 of the taps faster than the others. Why, it was a different rhythm pattern. Jimmy knew a tune that used that pattern. Mary suggested another one, melody in F. You see, the same rhythm pattern can give you quite a different feeling in different music. Then we tried playing a little game. I played a few notes of a song, but without rhythm. Could they guess what the song was? No one could guess. Then I tried it again, in rhythm. Paul thought that was another rhythm pattern, made up of faster and slower taps. Yes, with faster and slower notes, you can make all sorts of rhythms. We played another game of listening to different rhythms. Listen. Now listen to this rhythm. Now listen again. See if you can guess what this is. Did you guess it? Well, it's the sound of a rhythm band. Listen, Can't you just see the children? Wasn't that fun? Now let's listen to another rhythm pattern. Did you notice the accent in this rhythm pattern? Using the same pattern of fast and slow notes, we can change the accent like this. Anne thought of a tune that used that accent. And with still another accent, the same pattern of fast and slow notes sounds like this. Now Jimmy understood, because that was the rhythm of the march we were practicing. Well then, before we practiced again, we decided to review all we had said about rhythm. Remember? Some rhythms have a steady, even beat. Accents make a difference in rhythm. Changing the speed of the taps makes a difference in rhythms, too. Rhythms help melodies. And melodies help rhythms, too. Start with a steady beat. Add a rhythm pattern of faster and slower notes with accents. Then add a melody, and you have music. Rhythm in music.
Just heard something in this film. I'm going to try to find it here.
Can you keep time? Taps there were. Could they guess what the song was? We played enough. Wasn't that?
No. I know you're not excited about
I tried
these.
it again. Different music. Quiet, was it? We all learning about sing rhythms. Can you keep time?
All right, where is it?
Well, it's
All right.
Did you notice? Decided to review all we them pattern can.
I can't find it. All right, well, that's kind of pointless. Sorry. So I was looking for it in this film, Magnificent Major. It's the same song, but I can't find the original. So let's find this real quick.
A good time.
I know you're super excited about me.
You've been hanging around this school too long.
All right.
I had no idea. Huh? Daisy, quick! The machine! Daisy, there's your people.
Here it is.
Get away from her!
Come on, Jason.
All right. So that melody was in the Rhythm and Music film. Am I wrong? Put it in the comments. Maybe I'm totally my ears. But I was like, wait a minute, that song sounds really familiar. What a coincidence. It's from Magnificent Major. Unfortunately, I couldn't find it in the original Rhythm and Music, but it's there because I listened to the film twice, once to preview it and then when I showed it. But thanks for tuning in today. If you like what you saw, or at least were captivated by the concept of what we're doing by watching old 16mm films, you can hit the thumbs up, the like button, subscribe, tell other people about what we're doing. You can super thank us via YouTube and float some money our way, etc. Yeah, you can buy us coffee at ko-fi.com/avgeeks, patreon.com/avgeeks. All these wonderful ways to say thank you. And thank you. Thank you for your comments. Thank you for your eyeballs. Thank you for your ears. And we'll be back again tomorrow. What is today? Thursday? Tomorrow's Friday. It's crazy. Yes. Everybody have a great rest of your day. I love films, and I hope you do too. It seems like you do. So we'll see you tomorrow. Bye.